In this section, we will finish up styling our Rails project with Bootstrap. We will build a custom footer, take a closer look at how the columns are divided in Bootstrap. We will modify some of these column properties, and we will do overall styling with the footer. All right, but let's get started again. Okay? Let's first schematically take a look at the footer we will build to better understand Bootstrap's column arrangement. We will frame our footer with a section tag, which will have a margin on top. We will then put in a row class, and this is very important. A row class must precede any of the column classes in order for the responsiveness to work correctly in Bootstrap. We will then divide the footer into 3 equal columns, which we will do with the call-md-4 class, which will take up 1/3 equally. Now this class comes with an automatic padding, and we will edit that one out. Within each of these columns, we will put in a call-md-12 class to frame our content within these columns, which will span over each of these 3 columns. So we will have a little bit of a nested column scheme going on, but that's okay, we can do it. All right, let's get going with the coding now when we have an overview what we will be doing. All right, go to your text editor. Since the footer will look the same on all pages, we will first create a partial file for the footer. Go to Views, then Shared Folder, and create a new file and name it _footer.html.erb. I create a new file via a right mouse click. We need a style sheet for this file, so go to Assets, then Style Sheets folder, and then create a new file and name this file footer.scss. When you've done this, go back to the partial file, and let's now code the HTML structure for the footer. Okay, so here we first start with the section tag, and we will give that a class of footer. So =, quotation mark footer. Close the section tag. And within the section tag, we need a div tag with the row class. So class equals quotation row. Okay, close this tag. And I will put in a comment here that this closing tag belongs to the row class. All right. Within this row class, we need to create the call-md-4 classes. So a new div tag of the div with the class of call-md-4. Oopsie. There. And close this div tag. And again, let's put in a comment that this closing div tag corresponds to the call-md-4 class. Copy this 4 column code, four class code, and paste it in twice underneath. Good. So we now have our 3 columns. So within the first column, let's put in a header tag which would be the title for this column. So let's do an h4 tag, and underneath put in an hr tag to create a division between the title and the content in each column. Copy this and paste it into the other 2 columns. There, middle column, and the 3rd column. And I almost forgot. Remember, we need that call-md-12 we need within each of the 3 columns as well. So up here, open up a new div tag and give it a class of call-md-12. Okay. And underneath the HR tag, close the div tag. Right? Copy this and paste it into the other 2 columns. So overwrite what you just did, the H4 tag and the HR tag in the other 2 columns. All right? Good. Now go to your style sheets folder, and we will create the class for the footer, dot footer, and curly brackets. Open up your navigation.scss file and copy the background color for the navbar. Go back to your footer style sheet and paste it in. And here we do not need the exclamation mark important because we are creating our own footer. All right? And underneath here, I will give it a min height of 10 rem. And now the background color will be the same as the navbar color as well. And here we will do 2 classes. One will be named darker, give it curly brackets. The other one will be named dark in curly brackets. These will contain the background colors of the first and the third columns. So give it the first one of a background color, and I will give it a background color of 441122. And here I'm just going to copy this and paste it into the dark class. And I will change the background color to 552233. Basically 1 step up in lightness from the dark. Okay. So, we need to get rid of the default padding and margin for the call-md-4 class. So create the class, name this dot call-md-4 curly brackets, and I will first put in a min width for each column, which will be the same as the height, 10 rem, and I will give it a padding of 0 and a margin of 0. Now we need to call the style sheet. So actually, go to the footer partial first, and of the call-md-4 in the first column put in the darker class, and in the third column put in the dark class. All right. Then now go to the application.scss, and under this add import, we need another add import, add import, double quotation, footer. Now we are calling the style sheet. Okay. We also need a render file in the application.html.erb. So in the layouts folder, open up this file, and above the body tag, closing body tag, open up your Ruby syntax, type render, single quotation, shared, / footer, and close the Ruby syntax, %, graded, and sign. Okay. Now let's go to the browser and refresh. I'm going to go to the home page, refreshing. Okay, scrolling down. All right, it doesn't look very pretty, but we do have the 3 columns defined. Okay, so go back to the text editor and we will fix everything step by step. All right. First, in the application.scss file, in the body tag, change the 75 to 50 rem for the min height. Okay, back to the browser and refresh. All right, so now the footer is actually further down on the page, almost at the end of the page. All right. Now go back to the text editor again and go to the partial file, and we're going to put in some titles now. The first column I will type general info, because typically the first column contains company contact info or something like that. Then I will just underneath the HR tag give it an H5 header tag, and in here I will just type address line 1. We just need some text placeholders here. Copy this and paste it in twice underneath. So, and here I will just do address line 2 and address line 3. Okay. In the third column, within the H4 tag, type social, and underneath the HR tag, paste in the H5 tag, and maybe we call the first one, just say that corresponds to Facebook, and type in H5 tags twice. Oh, paste it in. And maybe we just type Twitter and then YouTube. Sorry, hard to speak and type sometimes. Go to the browser and refresh. See what's going on. All right, so some improvement, but we definitely need to change the text color and we need to add the padding. So back to the text editor again. Okay, go to the footer style sheet, and underneath here I will give it a class of padding, so we know what it corresponds to. And within this class I will give it a padding of 2 rem. And then we also need a font class. I will call this white because we will give the font a white color. So dot white, curly brackets, type color, colon, pound sign, and then FF. Right? So go now to the footer partial, and in the first column after col-md-12, type padding for the first class we created, and then white for the second font class we created. Go to the browser and refresh. Refreshing. Alright, cool. We have a padding and we have a bright color. Great. Let's type in these classes for the other 12 columns. So we can just copy this here, and then after this col-md-12, paste it in, and then paste it in the third column. After the -12, go to the browser and refresh. Alright, cool. So that actually looks exactly the way I wanted it. Let's add a subscription form in the middle column. Alright? Okay, so go back to the text editor, and for the header title, type subscribe. And now go and open the navigation partial. So go to the navigation partial in the shared folder and open it. And copy the search form and input links here. Everything from the opening to closing form tag. Copy everything and go and paste it in under the HR tag in the middle column. And here I'm just going to align these classes and type here. Okay. So for the placeholder, type input your email. And for the area label, type email. And for the submit button, instead of search, type submit. And I will do some styling here too. So type style equal and then type margin dash bottom equal bottom colon 10 pixels. Sorry. And then afterwards give it a break tag. Oopsie. Closing tag. Greater than sign. There we go. And let's give it a width of 100%. So it spans the full column width. Alright. Save it. And then go to browser, refresh. Nicely. That looks good. Okay. go back to your text editor and go to the footer style sheet. Actually, sorry, in the partial, in the first column under address line 3, just type in an HR tag. We will address that later. But now go to the footer style sheet, and I'm copying this font text here. It's better that that is in the application.scss file instead. Okay, because it's more of a global class. All right, and underneath we're going to make some link text. So I will do it a class of link txt in curly brackets, and underneath let's give it a hover. So link txt : hover, and the curly brackets. And the font color for the link text, I would give it a pound sign DE DD EE. And for the hover text color, let's just make it white. So pound sign FF FF FF. Save everything. Go back to the footer partial, and for the first link here in the social media link, so open up the Ruby syntax, then type link_2 and put Facebook in single quotation and then comma, and let's just make it go to the home page. So you can, I just go to the nav link or navigation partial, and I copy that nav link code. All right, welcome underscore links underscore path, and then comma, and then let's give it a class of link txt. All right, and close the Ruby syntax. Save everything. Okay. Go back to the footer style sheet, and in the footer class put in a margin dash top of 2 rem. Go to the browser and refresh. Alright, oopsie, I have a mistake here. So let's see. Oh, I have 2 commas there. Go back to the text editor and then to the footer partial. And right there, let's get rid of 1 comma. Save it, go back to the browser, refresh. Okay, good. All right, now everything works nice. Okay. All right, let's put in a copyright text. All right. So I will make that font a little bit different. So in the footer style sheet, let's put in a class name gray, and let's give it a font color of DDCCCC, and I need that pound sign. All right, and then let's put in a separate font size class. So I will name it small dash font, curly brackets, and then font dash size, and I will, let's give it 11 pixels. Go back to the footer partial, and in the first column under that second HR tag, open up a paragraph tag. So P, and then class equal, then small font, and this other class we did gray, and let's put in a copyright text, so ampersand copy semicolon, and I'm just gonna call this pinkwebsite.io 2017 for the year copyright. And let's type in also all rights reserved. That's sort of the standard copyright definition, and close the paragraph tag. Go to the browser and refresh. All right, good. That looks good. All right. Let's put in a little less padding in the bottom though. So go to the footer style sheet, and when we're in the class for where it says padding, make it a padding bottom of 0. See if that is okay. Go to the browser, refresh. All right, that looks good there. Let's minimize the window and see what happens. Okay, let's scroll down. Okay, that didn't work because now the bottom of the middle column there is really squished to the on top of the third column. So go back to the text editor and to the footer style sheet, and let's give it a padding bottom of 1 rem. Save it back to the browser, refresh. Refreshing, there we go. All right, so let's minimize it a little bit so that looks okay. All right, yeah, that looks okay. Let's scroll down a little bit more. Let's scroll down here. Okay, good. Now the middle row looks good. All right, but we have a horizontal scrolling. Let's get rid of that one. So go to in the text editor, go to the application.scss, and in the body tag, type x-overflow. Actually not, it's named overflow-x, and then hidden to hide the horizontal scrolling. Save it, go back to the browser and refresh. Refreshing. All right, okay, cool. So now the horizontal scrolling is no more. That looks pretty okay. All right, open up or expand the window again. We didn't check the, oh, let's just check a few other pages. So that looks good. Click on a show link. That looks good. All right. Back to the home page. I don't think I checked the link text for the social media. Okay, oopsie. So that didn't work properly. It was supposed to become wider. So back to the browser and see what we did. So let's first check the partial. No, that looks correct. Link txt. Let's go back to where this text is defined in the application.scss. Let's see what it is. Okay, so link tx, they need to be txt. Save it and go back to the browser and refresh. And let's now try the hovering effect. Okay, good. So now it works the way I intended it to do. All right, there are a few more small details that I like to do. So first, I want to make the address text color the same as the text color for the social media. So just put in class equals link text and then copy it into the other two H5 tags. Back to the browser and refresh. Okay, good. All right. The other thing I want to do, I want to make the banner a little wider. So I'm closing a few of these files now, and then go to welcome folder and then open up the index.html.erb. And then instead of call-md-7, I will change it to an 8 and save it. Go back to the browser and refresh. Good. So I like that better, a little wider. Let's make it a little higher up. Let's make this 6% up. All right. Back to the browser and refresh. All right. So that actually looks good. Let's just say that we will be happy with that for now. Okay. And let's go and do our git commit, which we haven't done for 3 sessions now. So first, what do we type? We type git status. So git status. Alright, so those are the things we need to commit. Let's clear the page and type git commit -m single quotation, and let's type what we did. We styled with Bootstrap, so just type W for with. So Bootstrap is STR, not SRT, Bootstrap. And I do a colon here. And what did we style? We did the home page. We styled the table. We styled the images and did the image tags, but let's just type image links. Okay. And then we styled the navigation, and we put in a footer, which we also styled. Okay, and close it with a single quotation. Right? Hit enter. Okay, so it didn't commit. I think I'm making a mistake here. Let's just clear the page. Let's do git status. Okay, it did not commit. Oh, I need to do a git add. I forgot about that. So let's type git add. That should do it. No, that didn't do it. Remember, we need that space dot after the git add. So clear the page. Type clear. Okay, and here just type git space add space dot. There we go. Now, since we already typed the commit text, let's do a git status. Great. So just do the up arrow until you get to your git commit text there, and hit enter. Then we didn't have to type it again. Perfect. Let's clear and let's do git status. Great. On branch master, nothing to commit. Perfect. All right. So next time we will go back to the Rails coding and you will learn how to use the helper files and function. Cool. I see you then. Bye bye. Take care.